Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless reading. This is entertainment purposes only. If it does not resonate, please do not try to make it fit. I have a lot of other videos. You're free to look at any one of those if this one doesn't resonate with you. I also break down my longer videos into shorts, which I put out on a regular basis. There are so many of them. To choose from. Okay, watch out for scammers in the comment section. This is my disclaimer. I do not reach out. I do not do personal readings. As of yet. Maybe in a year's time. But not at the moment. Today, we are going to see. This box is too large. We're going to raise the camera up here. There we go. Crystals, the stone deck. I'm going to be pulling one of these. And this one here, I've used it a couple of times, Citadel. I really, really like these. And we're going to be pulling those for clarifiers. And you know that I do a 3-card read. But the first thing that we're going to do is pull up one of our crystal stone deck cards. These are very large. I do not have the space available in my work area to be doing 52 card pickup with a deck of cards that are this large. But I have actually used these often enough at this point so they're not so stiff as when I first opened them. I did notice, this is the second attempt to do this video because our internet went off and some storm is coming in. I don't know if that is going to be some of the energy from the read yet, but we'll see. Will Spirit guide me? Was guidance and protection? Archangel Michael to pick an oracle card from the stone deck. Spirit guide me. One card for today's oracle for our read. One card, Spirit guide me. One card, Spirit guide me. One card, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. One card, Spirit guide me. One card, Spirit guide me. There we go. I try to wait until one pops out, and there she is. Epidote? I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. E-P-I-D-O-T-E, if you can't see it. Epidote. It's a prismatic, earthy green aluminum silicate mineral. It's the get what you give stone, making good vibes even better. But be warned, if you bring Epidote into your world, be ready to bring it. If you're set on wallowing out, keep Epidote at a safe distance. Who needs this? Anyone putting in the work on their self. Where to put it? Stashed away with your essential to-do list. And when to use it. When you're looking to kick a bad habit, a bad friend, or a bad mood, when you want to cast the spotlight on your weakness so you can work on them. Upgrade your version of you. Epidote. That was one of my first oracle decks when I first started, and I still like that energy. We will be using clarifying cards later. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards. I'll be clarifying the 3 cards that I pull with the Citadel deck. And I'll set those right there for now. And let's pull 3 cards for today's Timeless Energy message. Spirit guide me. Oh. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. It's 3 cards for today's Timeless Energy message. Spirit guide me. Call on Archangel Michael for protection and guidance. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Call on Archangel Michael for protection and guidance. I have the Page of Swords. These are metallic. They're hard to see. But I'll be using my pointer. I'm going to just adjust this just a little bit. There we go. Alright, another card for the Timeless Energy message for today. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Another card for the Timeless Energy message for today. Spirit guide me. I have the Emperor. And one more card for our Timeless Energy message for today. One more card, Spirit guide me. One more card, Spirit guide me. One more card for our Timeless Energy message for today. Ooh. Spirit guide me. Alright, 4 of Cups, and that is in reverse. Okay. I like to point out the chakras. They're not exactly traditional clarifiers, but I do like to point them out, and I do sometimes weave that energy in to the message. With the Page of Swords is the root chakra. The Emperor is the root chakra, and the 4 of Cups would be the throat chakra. There is a reason why I make a habit of pointing those out. It's comfort level, but it also helps me a little bit on occasion. Now, we're going to start with the Page of Swords, because I see a basic kind of message already. And we're starting with the Page of Swords. All of the pages are messenger energy. They're also youthful energy, but they're messenger energy. That does not mean in every read when there's a page that there's somebody carrying a message. But the strength in the page is that it is a bearer of messages. You are also dealing with the youth. Now, this Page of Swords is air energy. You could be dealing with somebody who has a zodiac in the air signs. Or you could have in your natal chart some air energy in your sun, moon, or rising. That is a possibility. It is not necessarily a requirement in my reads, because I do try to focus on the energy of the read. Now, the thing about it is with the Page of Swords, or the energy of the swords, is communication. Right now, when I'm doing this read, I'm making this video, I will point out that the communication of Mercury, which is communication, it's in the retrograde position. But it's only fair because you could be watching, this is Timeless Energy, you could be watching this 6 months from now, but right now when I'm making this video, Mercury is in retrograde, and there is the communication there in reverse, going backwards. Now, With the page, you have a youth with a curious mind. In some cases, with the communications. As a person, which is a youthful person, the energy, it could be trying to, it could be out of balance in some cases. If the youthful energy is out of balance, it's caused by trying to pursue or gain insight or information in kind of a sneaky way. It could be a stalking energy. I have to point that out. We do on occasion deal with that in the oddest ways. But this is the type of energy that will obtain whatever they need at any cost. And this generally is restricted to information or communicating with to gain at any cost. Now, the sneaky way of pursuing the information is strictly connected to a person. It could be you or it could be someone around you. Now the thing about it is, all of the other energies with this Page of Swords have to do with the opposite kind of energy. Finding a fresh way to deal with an old problem, which would be like a fixing kind of thing. You're dealing with this energy, bearers of messages, and with the element of air, you could be dealing with phone calls, you could be dealing with travel plans, verbal announcements, that kind of thing. But we need to remember that the energy of this page is a curious mind, and it can be a positive energy, it can be a negative way. Oh, it depends on actually all three cards in this message to see what exactly we're looking at. The Page of Swords is Gemini and the Sun. Where the root chakra is your basic needs are covered. You're resilient. Doesn't say persistent, it says resilient. So you feel protected and you feel loved and your needs are provided for. With the Gemini energy and the Sun energy, we're dealing with the identity, we're dealing with, now, your interest could be short-term. You're being sneaky about trying to get information or having communication in a sneaky way that has to do with information. This is it's a short-term energy. The energy of communication is very strong, but in the page it's short-term energy. And curiosity comes out again. So it could be a situation where your youthful energy is curious. They're trying to obtain information in a shrewd way. And this would have to do with ego-based type stuff. And very creative energy on top of that. But this is also the energy of your basic needs are covered. You feel protected. This could be the energy of, if you're dealing with an air sign, or you're dealing with a youthful energy that has air in their natal chart, the youthful energy of someone who thinks that they can get away with this. Whatever it is that they're doing. Now, with the next card, which is your Emperor, we question that thought about, is the page thinking whatever it is that they're doing, that they can get away with it? Because your Emperor is a symbol of authority. There comes the boss. Okay. This is, with the Emperor being the male energy, would probably be the father figure. Or the husband. In some cases, the brother. Now, as a person, we could be reflecting the energy of a company that you might work with. That would also be an authority figure. But with this energy of feeling protected that you're going to get away with it. And then right next to your authority figure, which is asking to exercise discipline. With the Emperor in charge, they set the rules, your boundaries, your guidelines. And in this case, the energy is saying, okay, well, we need to put some boundaries on this particular situation. So here you think you're going to get away with it, and here, whatever authority figure you're dealing with, they are putting a stop to that and saying, well, we need to kind of make a couple of good guidelines on this situation here, because we need a little bit of self-discipline, or things will get out of hand. An Emperor could delegate. It's definitely your boss authority type of thing. We're not necessarily strictly talking about business. It could be the head of the household. And the boss energy doesn't necessarily need to be a male energy. The boss energy doesn't necessarily have to be a male energy. Excuse me. I'm doing a read. Can I call back? I'm sorry. The boss energy could be a female energy. Whatever the house, head of house. But the Emperor is a male energy. Now, standing up in a company or a large group of people, okay, not just a corporation, it doesn't have to be your job. It could be a group that you're in, okay? So we're talking about, you think you're going to get away with it? This is communication, maybe some information you obtained in a sneaky kind of way. Maybe not, because it is a messenger card. You could be passing on a message, but then you have the Emperor energy, which is your authority figure. Now, oh, by the way, did I mention this is the second time I've tried this read? It's like almost midnight. And the first time we tried it, the internet went off. I do apologize. But the distractions, not distractions, interruptions, seem to be an energy that we might actually think would be part of the read. Because if the page is sneaky and thinks that they can get away with it, that might have been stopped. That action or that thought might have been disrupted by an authority figure or a boundary of some kind. But with your Four of Cups, in reverse. In reverse, the Four of Cups is reaching out to others. It could be the energy of being self-absorbed. But to be quite honest with you, the Four of Cups is the throat chakra, which is emotional and sensitive energy. Emotional and sensitive energy of the throat chakra. We get root, throat. Where in reverse, you're not able to express the way you feel. In reverse. Which is the exact opposite of what, the throat chakra would be. You know who you are and you're not afraid to show it, but in reverse. You're not having a comfort level with expressing the way you feel about something. And that is very, very important, because you have in the Four of Cups the Cancer and the Moon. So we have a shrewd energy of the Cancer, okay? But we have very sensitive, very secretive, and with the Moon, we have the possibility of involuntary emotion or mood swings. Now, this could be the energy of maybe, what is the word that I'm looking for? You have mood swings and immature, involuntary emotional reactions. It could be like immature energy of having little self-control. It could be a vivid imagination, but I'm seeing shrewd. We've got shrewd in both of these energies. We've got the energy of being shrewd to gain information. And we have a blockage here in the center, which is your authority, which could be your company, your parent, the group of people, your peer pressure. And then you have mood swings, you have a sensitive energy, but you also have very shrewd energy. With the Moon, which is mood swings, or involuntary emotions. And these are, I'm not quite sure at this point what the message here would be. Except that I will point out that the first time I tried to do this read, the internet was shut off. And during the course of my second attempt, we had a phone call. It was very late at night, and that's not normal. So the disruptions are the energy. Now, I have my little clarifying cards. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I love these cards, but it does require that I read out of the book. And bear with me, as the descriptions of these cards are actually worth listening to. I really enjoyed these cards. I've only used them twice. It does take a little bit of time. We are going to clarify first the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Let's clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Let's clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Let's clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Let's clarify the Page of Swords. These are still new. It's going to take a minute here. I'm sorry. Spirit. Oh, there we go. Oh, 2 minutes. Spirit, guide me. 2 minutes. One more time. Clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, guide me. Spirit, guide me. Spirit, guide me. 2 minutes. Spirit, guide me. Spirit, guide me. Spirit, guide me. Spirit guide me. Clarify the Page of Swords. Ah! Finally. I have to wait until they come out a certain way. I'm not sure. The Acolyte. New projections and learning. So let's say what the Acolyte has to say. And it's in the upright. Beyond the awe-inspiring hush of the temple is a rush of productivity. Students in ill-fitting robes rush past, arms full of books, or sit in quiet rows as they study their scriptures. Under the priest's wise guidance, the Acolyte is eager to begin their journey of learning. They fear that they'll never be good enough to step into their role, never be good enough to step into their role ahead of them. Even so, they are excited for the world that is opening up to them, and they're determined to embrace it with conviction. If it feels like you're not making progress lately, it may be time to think about learning something new and expanding your horizons. Take up a hobby, a new class, or a fresh experience. You'll enjoy the rewards immediately. Learning is an infinite journey. Embracing the fun of new experiences will provide the fresh perspective that you need. Well, my goodness. With the Page of Swords, here I was looking at cunning or shrewd way to obtain information. And with the Page of Swords, it is also the possibility of craving information, and it is the messenger craving information, not necessarily apparently sneaky in the pursuit of getting it. So I will correct myself if I went in the wrong direction. Craving information. Sometimes going the extra mile. Okay, so that actually kind of clarifies the page, because I was actually thinking that the information was probably obtained in a sneaky way. We're looking at learning or craving information. We are not looking at being sneaky, and that is a good thing that we had that we had that clarifier card. Okay, we need another clarifier, and this time we need a clarifier for the Emperor. Spirit guide me. Let's clarify the Emperor card for us, please. Spirit guide me. Clarify the Emperor card, please. Spirit guide me. Clarify the Emperor for us. The Catalyst. Radical changes in taking control. Radical changes in taking control. I did see that from the messenger of the page, or the youthful energy, that you were leading right into the Emperor, which is like the head of the house, the boss. Let's see what the Catalyst says. And the upright. Artifacts lay scattered across a table. A diviner might be able to decipher their meaning, but to the Catalyst they are just a frustrating jumble of clutter. Wherever they go, they seem to be the inciter of change, whether they intended to or not. They have toppled empires and ended the reigns of kings. And though something has always grown from the rubble, they are always left wondering what calamity comes next. Life does not exist in a state of stasis, and meaningful development only comes with change. To resist it is to resist growth. You must become the catalyst that shakes the very foundations of life. You are the hurricane that blows the cobwebs from the corners. You are the bolt of lightning that topples the tower. You may not know what form this change will take, but change has to happen. Through upheaval, chaos, and destruction, you will be able to start anew. I am not seeing the clarity in this, because here we are talking about learning, craving learning, and the youthful energy. And here we're talking about somebody who's in charge. Could be the boss at work, could be the head of the household. And we're talking about changing things. Shaking the very foundation of everything. Is the leader in the household, in the family, or in the company shaking the foundations? And what does shaking the foundations have to do with the learning energy or the page energy? Could we be saying that in order to grow, in order to learn, that the foundations have to change? New projects or learning? That could be it. If new projects or learning is part of the energy, then the boss or the head of the household has to change or switch out the very foundations. Well, they often say that in order to start things fresh, that sometimes you have to break down the old, and that would make the energy of the catalyst. Alright, let's move on to the Four of Cups. We're urgently needing to call back that person that interrupted my video. Spirit, guide me. Clarifying for the Four of Cups, which is in reverse. Spirit, guide me. Clarifying that Four of Cups, which is in reverse. Clarifying that Four of Cups, which is in reverse. Spirit, guide me. One card to clear. Oh, there she is. Flipped over, so I've made sure that there was no mistake. Oh. Too many cards. I'm going to use them both. To clarify the Four of Cups in reverse, we have the Merchant, Self-Worth and Trade. And I got the Poet, Relationships and Vulnerability. Well, the reason that I kept them both is because there are several people that I'm related to who are poets, and I didn't want to toss those back. So, personal choice, as long as we are the catalyst for the foundation and making changes, we have the Merchant and the Poet clarifying the reversed Four of Cups. Now, with the Poet, music, laughter, the swirl of beautiful dresses. Tonight is a night free from care and the troubles of the outside world. Amongst the dancers, a single figure draws the attention of everyone present. A flash of embroidered silk, the wave of a hand, a voice is clear as a bell. The poet is life itself, pure and undiluted. Instantly in love with every new person they meet, they are drawn to people just as people are drawn to them, a sonnet ready for every new spark of love. There is love on the horizon, and it's up to you to embrace it. Whatever your hesitation, it's time to accept the heart-pounding, tumbling chaos that is opening yourself up to another. Write poems, find your song. Love is a creative work. Be your imaginative, authentic self and let other like-minded people flock to you. This is when you will experience true happiness. Now with the Merchant, let's see what the Merchant says. Coins change hands, deals are struck, a golden scale tilts as goods are weighed. The Merchant greets everyone with a smile, proud in the knowledge of their service benefits others. They know what others have to offer and what they want in exchange, and often the Merchant knows what their customers need before even they do. You've got plenty to offer both yourself and other people, and sometimes it's beneficial to remind yourself exactly what you've got in stock. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, raise your prices, or maybe your figurative wares would be better appreciated elsewhere. Now these are conflicts, I think, with the Poet and the Merchant. With the Four of Cups, we have self-absorption and we have reaching out to others. With the Poet, we have relationships and vulnerability. And with the Merchant, we have self-worth and trade. So there is not a conflict, not really, because you know what? The one goes with the other. With the Poet, self-absorbed. Well, the Merchant could be like connected to the self-absorbed, and the Poet could be connected to reaching out to others. Was the love that's in with the Poet there? I don't know how these two combine, and I don't understand why you have this conflicting energy with after the catalyst, after the changes. The head of the household, or the leader, is the catalyst, making the changes. But we've got one focused on love, and we've got one focused on trade. There is a possibility that the energy, and the reason those two cards came out, is that I'm dealing with two energies that are separate from one another. The one could be the page, and the one could be the older, the leader, the boss. You've got two people in this read. You've got the Merchant, and you've got the Poet. You've got the love, and you've got the focus on, self-absorbed focus on how to build your trade, how to generate whatever it is, the boss trying to pay the bills. I'm not sure if you see the message that I see, because, you know, normally I don't get two cards here. Let's see. Upgrade your version of you. And this does say stash it away on your to-do list. So whether you're the page And I'm assuming that the page is connected to the poet and love, or whether you're the authority figure and you're connected to the merchant trade energy. There's a to-do list somewhere along in there, and I think that maybe we should just keep that really close and handy. I do apologize for the disruptions. And there were 2 of those as well. So we are dealing with the energy of 2 in this read. 2 interruptions and 2 different energies. I do appreciate your visit with me on Timeless Energy today. I really enjoyed these, actually, and I enjoy sharing them with you. Now, you can, if you do not resonate with this, look at many of my other reads, and I do break these longer reads down into shorts. They are constantly being posted. I also have the Out the Door Tarot Energy of the Day, which I do once every morning. And you're free to visit me there. By all means, please help my channel grow. Don't forget to press subscribe. Don't forget to press like. And I will be coming to visit you again as soon as I can, as I try to do these as late as I can. We are adding a box full of kittens to our household tonight. So we're going to have like a lot going on. And I do these reads in the middle of the night. I do apologize for the interruptions. And I do welcome and look forward to you coming back again. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Timeless Energy.